been talking Kamaru and we've been talking Colby for a meaningful period of time. I mean, right? These are two trains been on the tracks headed for one another. But then there was a game that was played, and is Colby going to get the opportunity? If you want to back up even further, Kamaru wasn't quite the champion yet, right? He had to get through Tyron Woodley. But is Colby even going to be given the opportunity? And we're taking a look at the Masvidal fight. Masvidal fought Askren. We're looking at that one. Everyone's going, are you really? Because it sure seems like that should be Colby's fight. Don't forget, he was the interim champion who never lost. Seemed like it made sense. Okay, but now that the fight is finally here, we've had the drama and the press conference and all the stuff. Had a lot of fun with it. But if you look at the X's and O's of that fight, that's a real pick 'em. If you even go and look at the line. Now, right now, Kamaru is a favorite. For me, this is a broad stroke, but for me, if it's anything less than 2-1, I call it even money. If you're a plus 170, which Kamaru happens to be, you're even money. Or Kamaru's a negative 170. Colby's a plus 165. We're saying the same thing. It's even money, essentially. Let's back up. For me, but I have a feeling you guys agree, I did not know Kamaru Usman was that good. Until he fought Tyron Woodley, I just didn't know he was that good. I don't think that Tyron knew. I don't think that you guys knew. Right, to go out and get the jump on Tyron Woodley, okay, great. Tough division, tough sport, we understand. To be able to get a takedown in every single round, to be able to hold T. Wood down, to be able to be coming forward and backing Tyron up, which is a very rare thing to do. I mean, Kamaru, in fairness, deserves a lot of credit. And he got it. I did have the same takeaway with Colby's last fight against Lawler. Okay, Colby goes in there. Don't forget, Kamaru goes in against Tyron Woodley. Nobody's questioning whether this guy's good. He's the number one contender. He was 15-1. He had just beat a former world champion in RDA. We know he's good. What I'm saying is it was a bit of a revelation to find out he was that good. Similar experience that I had watching Colby versus Lawler. Now, if you guys haven't seen that fight, and you come out and go, well, Chael, you took a great wrestler against Lawler. Lawler's had problems with those guys in the past. Okay. But if you did take the time to watch the fight, this wasn't Colby using his wrestling while Lawler's trying to stand on the feet and bang. That's not what happened. As a matter of fact, within the first 30 seconds, Lawler started hitting Colby hard. Playbook 101 all the way back to 1993, the first time they set up that cage, said, if you're a better wrestler than this guy and he's hitting you hard, take him down. Surprisingly, Colby didn't even try. Colby said, I'm going to stay right here on my feet, and I'm going to figure this out. Now, that was a major eye-opener for many of us, not just for many of us. And he did start to figure Lawler out. Now, I will concede to you, if there's 60 seconds and 90 seconds and 120 seconds in, yes, Colby started breaking out some of that wrestling. He did begin making it a mixed martial arts fight where he's punching and kicking. He even had Lawler at one point, he's throwing knees, transitions to a takedown, dumps him, scrambles from there. I admit he did everything, but you have to have a little bit of a trained eye to look. He didn't wear him down first with the grappling and then start striking a tired Robbie Lawler. That's not what it was. He took Lawler's shots, but then he began to return his own. And that was the part where you sat back and go, I just didn't know Colby was that good. Now, much with Kamaru, yeah, we knew he was good. He had a world championship. He's been on one hell of a show. We knew he was good. I'm talking, we didn't know all of the skills he had. And look, a lot of the greats will never show you what they have until they have to show you. I always go to the same example of the narrative around Georges St-Pierre that all this guy can do is take people down. And as soon as he runs into somebody he can't take down, well, he did. The guy's name was Matt Hughes. And in less than 4.5 minutes, Georges St-Pierre knocked him out with a head kick that nobody knew he had. Mike could even look a little more recent and use Khabib. So many people, Khabib's just going to take you down. But as soon as he runs into somebody who he can't take down, well, he had a hard time taking Conor down. So he throws an overhand right and drops Conor, which was more than Floyd Mayweather could do in 30 minutes. By example, with a lot of these guys is good. Right when you think you've got it all figured out, you've seen just enough footage on them, you know right where their strengths are. You then falsely will make the assumption that you've also identified where their weaknesses are. I'm just sharing with you with Kamaru and Colby. As much as they have just let us in on the fact of just how good they are, I'm not sure we know. And if you were to break this fight down just on its face and what we've seen in the past, well, Kamaru takes everybody down. True. Colby has literally taken everybody down. True. Are you aware that Colby Covington has never been taken down? Ever? Never? Can you remember a time that Kamaru was ever taken down? I can't. And while that one may not be fact, I'm very, very astute on Colby's career. On Kamaru's, I'm pretty damn good. I will admit I'm going off a myth, but I think that's a big goose egg too. I don't think Kamaru's ever been taken down. Let's just say history plays out and all of a sudden one can't get the other one down. Let's just say, okay, now we're on our feet. Well, one thing Kamaru has shown us through The Ultimate Fighter, but also through his contests in the octagon, he could punch, he could kick, he could get right in your face. The same thing is obviously true for Colby. All you have to do is go back and see his most recent fight. He can obviously stand up and bang. So I don't think there's any part of this where we see one guy run away from each other, where you got two grapplers and all of a sudden it turns into an ugly slugfest. These guys can punch a kick really, really well. It is not their first game. They are both going to test the waters. That much I can assure you. Colby will try to take Kamaru down. Kamaru will try to take Colby down. One of them may succeed. But that's a risky game too, because if one of them tries but fails, I can just tell you as a wrestler, it's an exhausting proposition. To go in and try to take somebody down takes a lot of energy. You will get that given back to you. The risk is worth the reward if you get the takedown. You're now in a great position. You now can do some ground and pound. Let's say you fail and the opponent scrambles and you're back up to the feet. He's still scrambled with your weight on top of him. It's still a lot of work for that opponent. So whatever energy you burn getting him there, he's going to use that plus some to get back up. It's still a good advantage, but if you go for that takedown and you don't get it, and now you're stuck on your feet and this guy's a little fresher than you fired, I'm just saying there's some risks. I'm not sharing anything with a fighter that they're not well aware of, that they've learned in practice, they've learned in competition. But I will tell you as a viewer to keep your eye out on that. And maybe even close your eyes and try to predict who do you think's going to go for that, and do you think they will succeed? And if you come to a conclusion of who's going to go for it and you decide they're not going to succeed, if you're a betting person, you're probably going to want to put your money there.
He's been running these streets for years, and he's still here, and so is fear. Undisputed, never lost a round. Bodies hit the ground when the bad guy comes to town. American gangster, this man'll put a hurt on you. You'll be crying for your mama by the time he's through. You better believe that your life's in danger when you see the American gangster.